Ramcha this side, and today again we are going to make one another workflow. And in this workflow, we are going to see error workflow. Like basically, let's suppose if any of my workflows fails at any particular point, right? So this error workflow is going to give me message that this so and so workflow is not working right now, right? So error workflow, fine. I hope so. Error spelling is correct. You can check over here. Yeah. So over here, to execute this, we are going to need one thing which is known as error trigger. This is what we are going to click. Right now, we are going to go for fetch event. So right now, whatever details we are getting over here, na, these are not the correct data. Like any of my workflow is not failed. Why? Because I haven't connected this via any of my workflow with this error workflow right now. So also, yeah, so this is an example over here, and we can change the name to error workflow because this I already have. So we can change error workflow to fine. So right now it has executed and it is giving us some example error message, right? This is not exact, and the name of the workflow is example workflow, which means this is some example workflow and it is executing. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to simply pass this same thing on Telegram, and we are going to go for send text message. So this is what we are going to go for. Chat ID, if you guys remember, we are going to copy, right? So if you remember how to copy, uh like how to get a chat ID, so what you can do, you can just get you can go for a Telegram trigger, and over here triggers would be over here. So click over here, you can on message you can click, right, and execute this. Now I would be simply opening my Telegram node, and this is our Telegram, and this is the boot, right? So we're just going to message hi, and the workflow is going to get executed. We're getting message hi, and over here this is the chat ID, right? So this is where we are going to message back again. So this we are going to copy. We're, if you want, you can keep this, or else you can delete this. Anyways, there is no use of this now. And you can double click this, and you can paste that chat ID over here. So Control V. Yes, there is one space over here. Yeah, tab. So now we are going to come to our text box, and let's suppose if I'm sending hello, and if I'm going to execute this, I would be receiving one message over here in Telegram node, which is hello. Also, if you want to turn off this thing over here, this message was sent by N10, what you can do, you can simply go over here, add field, go for append N10 attribution, and turn this off or disable this. And if you're going to execute this one more time, now I'm just getting hello, right? So this is done. Now we don't want any hello kind of a message over here. We want that we would be getting all of this, right? uh what is the name, right? So we can remove this, and first we are going to maximize this, fine. So I don't know, so over here I have this, I want this workflow detected thing over here, right? So this we are going to copy, workflow error detected, or else we can copy this whole thing up to here, and I would be showing you guys what we would be doing. So Control V. Now I don't want this every time, right? because this agent, voice agent, is like every time voice agent is not the one who is going to get error, right? So over here we are going to send this data dynamically. So ID we have removed, error we can remove, execution ID I don't think so there is need, but still it's fine if we are going to keep this. And this is the link which we are going to click. We are directly going to go to that workflow. Fine. So now we are just going to drag and drop. Hmm, okay, we can click expression, and now we can open this so that I would be getting this as well. Yeah. So first of all, if you are going to see this URL, this we would be pasting over here, right? Then over here, if we are going to see error, so this is the message, example error message. So this is what we are going to send in the error part thing, and name of the workflow we would be passing over here. Also this is the ID of the workflow itself, so this is what we are going to pass over here. We can add one space over here, right? Apart from that, execution ID would be this, sorry, this. So this is the execution ID. It is under execution object, so it would be execution ID. Fine. So this is how it's going to look like, and this looks good. Fine. So if now I am going to execute this, same thing I would be getting. See, it is a workflow detected, so we want something which is like this, right? Which means that this is very important, because whenever there would be any problem in any of the workflow, we need to detect it soon and we need to resolve it soon, right? So if I'm going to click this, I would be getting that, we would be directly opening this. Achha, right now we are getting 404 error. Why? Because this workflow itself is not existing, right? Hence we're getting this. Anyways, so now we are going to connect this with some another workflow. Let's suppose, okay, so there is no need of this now. This we would be bringing over here, fine. Okay, we would be clicking this again, we would be saving this, we can, we would be also publishing this. So publish this, publish, fine. Apart from this, now let's suppose if I have this automated thumbnail agent, right? So over here it would be difficult to make, fine. So let's see. So this we have, so as no trigger node. Okay, yeah. So we won't able to publish this. So we need to find for some another workflow. We can go with, I guess, voice research agent. Also videos for all this I have already uploaded. You guys can watch. Yeah. So this is the workflow over here. Probably I have made some mistake anywhere. Yeah. So first we are going to correct this. Over here there would be one another code, and now we would able to execute this, right? So if I'm going to play this, I'm able to execute this, which means we can publish this. Now over here we are going to connect this. We would be publishing this. Also we would be connecting this over here. We would be going over here, and in settings we are going to go, right? Over here we are going to go for error workflow to notify when this workflow, uh when this one is error, right? So over here we would be going with this, we would be hitting save. And now if there is any mistake or whenever there is any error over here, this is going to show the message. So let's suppose now I'm publishing this. Okay, fine. So we are not changing anything. Fine. So it is already published. Okay, so what this means that if I'm going to execute this, let's suppose if I'm going to send hi message, I would be getting no issue message. Why we are getting this? So see, whenever this is going to get executed, uh, over here, if it is text, it is going to go over here, right? And finally, you would be receiving one message which is no issue over here. There is no logic behind this. I just wanted to show you error. That's the reason I have done this thing, right? So if you are getting hello message, which means sorry, no issues, which means it is fine. You are going to message any random thing, you will be getting no issues, right? Which means this workflow is working. Also, you can go in execution, right? And this is the latest execution, 956 ka, right? Over here we are sending, if you're going to see some random message, no neon something I have sent, right? That's what it is. And finally, if it is text, it is going to go up, and then finally we are going to receive one message which is uh, yeah, I don't think so I'm able to see over here. Anyways, we got the same message over here, which is no issue. This message, text gira, this text I am talking about. Fine. So there is no issue. Now if we are going to create some issue over here, if I am going to, okay, so we need to go in editor side, and if I am going to change this to, sorry, not this one, we are we are editing this, but why we are why the switch is getting opened? Okay, fine, this is what we wanted to open. Just a second. And I am removing one bracket from here, so this is one error, right? And again I am going to publish this, again publish. Now if I am going to message anything, I won't be getting anything. Why? Because there is an error, there is error in this workflow. Okay, so if you're going to see this, the name of this agent is voice research agent, right? So it is showing now why we are receiving this message. This we are receiving message because of our we can open another. So we can open this on another site, N10, right? We can open this, and if you're going to go over here and see, this is our workflow, right? This also we have published. So if you're going to go in executions, you will see that just right now 9:58 it has executed. Why it has executed? 52 pay it executed because of the example error, but now it is executing because of this thing. If you're going to see, there was error in this workflow which led to uh, turning on of this, and finally we are receiving one message on Telegram. Again I can show you, if we are going to message anything, we would be getting same thing. So we are getting same thing. Why it is not getting executed? Because there is problem in workflow, which is whose name is voice agent, right? Voice research agent, right? This is the idea of the workflow. Error, what is the error? There is some invalid syntax, right? This is the execution ID. Now if you're going to click this link, you would directly hit this n10 site, and see over here we can easily debug the error. So if you're going to see over here, this is the node which is which is failing, right? So if you're going to go over here, debug editor, or else if you're just going to double click this, you would be getting what is the problem. And over here the beauty of n10 is that, see, whichever your dynamic fields are green in color are okay, they are working. But if there is anything like this which is not working, so you need to fix this. So you know that problem is somewhere over here only. So you can close this, you can go in debug editor, fine, double click this, add one bracket over here, execute this, fine. Now this is working. Again, if I'm going to message on Telegram, still I would be getting the same workflow error. Why? Because I haven't published this yet. So if I'm going to publish this, and now if I'm going to message anything, I won't be getting any error because my this workflow is working. Again, how do I know? Go in executions, you would be seeing the latest execution which is green in color, which means it has executed correctly. Fine. So this was a short video on how we can debug our errors, and how we can create one error analysis or error workflow, right, for our other workflows. Fine. So we are keeping up to here. If anyone has any query, they can write down in comment box. Fine. Chalo. Bye.